Welcome to another edition of All Four Downs, presented by the CMG Sports. We are 2 weeks away from the start of the 2003 college football season, and in this past Monday, August 15, the AP Preseason Top 25 poll was published. The top 5 teams that mirror the coaches poll are 1. Alabama, 2. Ohio State, 3. Georgia, 4. Clemson, and 5. Notre Dame. The top 10 teams for both polls are the same, but in different order. And sticking with the top 10 teams from the AP rankings is my focus as I make a prediction on each school's final record. Starting with number 10, the Big 12 champions and the All-State Sugar Bowl winner, the Baylor Bears. Head coach Dave Aranda changed the team around in the second season and went 12-1. This season, he may have Blake Shapen as the starting quarterback, and that raises some concern in the offense. And the 3 starts last season, Shapen performed substandard in the second half against Kansas State, Texas Tech, and Oklahoma State. Only 3 touchdowns in 6 quarters. The offense did not stay on the field much as their opponents outscored the Bears. Can the Bears improve in the second half? Former starting quarterback Gary Bohannon transferred to South Florida in the offseason. I predict Baylor to finish 7-5 with Iowa State and Texas upsetting the Bears. Number 9, the Oklahoma Sooners have their first-year head coach Brent Venables. He was hired after Lincoln Riley escaped to USC. Venable is a defensive-minded coach that continues to improve in the defense, which lacks coverage like the entire Big 12 Conference. Venable was part of the Clemson National Championships and seeks to continue his awesome resume and lead the Sooners to the top. There are 2 games to watch out for, and that is at Nebraska and hosting Oklahoma State. I predict the Sooners to finish 10-2. Number 8, the Big 10 champions, Michigan Wolverines, return from the college football playoff loss, hoping to repeat and head back there, but they may find it hard to accomplish that task. The Wolverines will host Penn State and Michigan State back-to-back and go on the road to their rivalry, Ohio State. I predict Michigan going 9-3. Number 7, Utah Utes. I do not have Utah in the top 10, but many believe with so many caliber players returning this season, Utah can run the conference and win it. Plus, reach the college football playoffs? I don't know. Cameron Rising will be the starting quarterback. The Utes lost 4 games last season to BYU, San Diego State, Oregon State, and Ohio State. Utah's season opener will be against the SEC opponent, Florida Gators. It is hard to tell how well the team will finish with head coach Kyle Whittingham never having a perfect season. And in the Pac-12, in order to reach the playoffs, the teams need to finish perfect. The Utah Utes finished best. Then I'm predicting 10-2. Number 6, Texas Am Aggies. The Aggies finally defeated Alabama last season, but can they do it again? That is a hard task, especially when they are in the same division. How can you reach the college football playoffs without playing a conference championship? Only Notre Dame has done it, as they are in an independent conference. Jimbo is entering his 5th season as the Aggies, and I have to say, he will be on the spotlight against Alabama. But hey, let's not just focus on Alabama. Look closely on the games like Mississippi State and Ole Miss. I predict the A&M Aggies to finish 10-2. Number 5, as many are predicting to be overrated. Let's see. I mean, look, the Irish have Marcus Freeman as the new head coach of the organization. Freeman coached a loss in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma State. This season, the team will start by playing against Ohio State. They will also play Clemson and USC. Tyler Buckner was named the starting quarterback over Drew Pine. This will be a tough task, and the Irish are seeking to go back-to-back season to the college football playoffs. Being number 5 is too high in my opinion. However, if that's what they say and that's what they want to vote for, maybe I'm seeing something I'm not seeing, but I predict that the Notre Dame Irish will finish 9-3. Number 4, Clemson Tigers. Dabo Swinney is entering his 15th season. He has an impressive total record with 150 wins, 36 losses. Clemson has won 2 national championships out of 4 appearances, all within the college football playoff format. Despite having turbulence in and out of the field last season, the Tigers are set to make a comeback. I am predicting a wild card or this Cinderella story on how the Tigers, who finished 10-3 last season, with quarterback DJ having an underachieving season, to bounce back to win in the finals and potentially have DJ winning the Heisman. It can be that type of season, and I predicted Clemson to finish undefeated. Number 3, Georgia. Kirby Smart and the Bulldogs are the defending national champions. Now, being national defending champions, you would think that'd be number 1, but not this time. Not even in my rankings. Now we're talking about the AP and the coaches poll. And I remind you, Alabama are the SEC champions. However, Georgia did beat Alabama in the national championship, so both teams are a split. But here we go. Majority of the starters have gone on to the NFL. Quarterback Stetson Bennett returns to his final year, and there's wonders about if the team is rebuilding this year, or do the Bulldogs have enough talent to make a repeat. I predict Georgia to finish undefeated and a rematch with Alabama in the SEC championship. Number 2 is no surprise, Ohio State. Head coach Ryan Day is entering his 5th season with a 34-4 record, 23-1 in the Big Ten. The Buckeyes fell short of the playoffs, losing to Michigan in the Big Ten conference game. There are only 2 key games for Ohio State that I'm looking at, and that is Notre Dame and Michigan. Both games are home, and I do not see the Buckeyes losing at home this season. I predict Ohio State to finish the regular season 12-0. And finally, the number 1, Alabama. The Crimson Tide lost the national championship game to the Georgia Bulldogs. Injuries prevented Alabama from repeating. This season, it's all about revenge. Nick Saban against his former assistants. Should the Crimson Tide remain healthy all season long, and with the backup talent, they should redeem themselves against A&M and Georgia. It does not look like any team in the SEC can defeat Alabama, and therefore expect Alabama to be 12-0 and be the top team for the college football playoffs. Keep in mind that the 2 other college teams that the AP and coaches poll did not consider in the top 10 and should be the wild card teams this season, and they are the Texas Longhorns and the Oregon Ducks. In the next episode of All 4 Downs, I will make a bold prediction on the National Championship Finals and Heisman Trophy winner. This podcast is presented by CMG Sports. If you are wanting to start your own podcast, visit clovercrestmedia.com. And this wraps up the show. I'm Ovi Muniz, and thank you for watching All 4 Downs.